Hey, Abby. Hey, Eli. Hey, Ben. We're gonna get started. Oh, I do have a video to post. No, I didn't read it yet, Buff. On my to-do list. Moxie. All right, here we go. TikTok. Wait, hang on. 1 second, chat. Hey, Brianna. Um, the TikTok is already filmed. I just gotta post it, so we should be up and running in T-minus 75 seconds. Hey, Boyd. I don't know. There's like something in my nose. Like I need to sneeze. Of course, they love to hide out on YouTube. Uh, Matthew Henry. I don't know if I'm assuming you're saying that ironically. Like, there's not real humans that still support Trump, right? Why? No, I refuse to believe it. I'm Mexican. Because I don't fall for the mainstream media like y'all. Can you give me an example of what part of the mainstream media we fall for? Or just like your random platitude? They edit Trump's speech. Okay, so you like Trump's speeches then? You like the part where he says that immigrants are poisoning the blood of our nation, which is a direct quote from Mein Kampf. You like that part? Okay, Matthew. Awesome. Matthew in YouTube chat is our first subject. And boom, boom. Easy. What was that? 2 questions? Easy clap. All right, who else we got? Everybody, welcome in, welcome in. We have brought back the infamous 10 questions prompt. I woke up today and chose violence. Stands for chaos, racism, division, fraud, and stupidity. I agree with all that. Yeah.
Smart people don't like me.
True.
I don't care about you. I just want your vote. I don't care.
True. W prompt. I'm hoping so. I'm hoping we get some Trump. Well, actually, no. I hope we don't get any Trump supporters because I hope that they just don't exist. Like my faith in humanity would be restored if we don't get any Trump supporters tonight. There's a dude on YouTube chat, Matthew Henry. I'm going to read out his chats real quick. He said, I'm Mexican and I support Trump. Yes, I support Trump 100%. And I asked him why he supports Trump. That was question 1. He said, because I don't fall for the mainstream media like y'all. And I asked him to clarify instead of just a platitude, like, what about the mainstream media have we fallen for? And he said, they edit Trump's speeches. And I said, oh, so are you a fan of the part in Trump's speeches where he says immigrants are poisoning the blood of our nation, which is a direct quote from Mein Kampf? And he said, yes, it's true. So currently a Bama fan watching the Iron Bowl, totally not losing my mind. Oh, damn, is there sports ball going on? Imagine someone doesn't see this, is a political live, and just joins confused. It's in the Bible. I love the Bible. What's in the Bible, big dog? Thank you, everybody, for the heart me's. Obama. Thank you, Fufu, for the hand heart. Welcome in, everybody. If you're here for the first time, thank you so much for joining. We're live Friday and Saturday nights doing live political debates, discussions, and fact checks. So if you like this content, drop a follow, tap the screen. Thank you all so much. The Epstein files. Oh, those are in the Bible? The commenter on YouTube just said, I'm 15, by the way. All right, I'm no longer going to engage. Unlike Donald Trump, I try not to talk to 15-year-olds. Hi, Sarah. Hey, Michelle. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Is that where they've been hiding the files? Your parents cried themselves to sleep, Matthew. Do better. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. So far, we got someone on YouTube chat, although I guess they don't count. Honestly, this kid just saddens me. Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate that. Thank you for the shares, everybody. How is everyone doing? Hey, Marsha. Hello. I don't know if I should read that name, but hello, Twitch user. Drained. From like work or like everything. Hi, Ethan. Hey, Twista. You vote for Biden? In the 2020 general election, I did. Yeah. Are you debating? Well, ideally, the only thing is for me to debate, I would need Trump supporters to come up, and the problem is Trump supporters don't exist anymore. Like all the big Trump supporting accounts got outed as just Russian bots. Like there's no actual Trump supporters at this point. In November of 2025, yeah, there's no Trump supporters. Work all the dogs and slow adoption. Yay, no more MAGA. I am none of these. Wait, are you a Trump supporter? Anyone see the Senate ceremony with Biden? I don't think I did. I'm gonna send you an invite. Oh, I can't send you an invite. Reset gift. Oh, just FYI, if you're getting muted in debates, you're winning. I don't know if I agree with that. Because I will mute if someone keeps over talking. Over talking like really, really grinds my gears. I can't take over talking. Like I'll literally let somebody berate me and call me names before I let somebody overtalk. That shit's insufferable. I'm a Trump supporter myself, although don't go too major into politics because I'm inexperienced. Well, I would say you probably won't consider yourself a Trump supporter once you start learning a little bit more about Trump. If you do gain more experience in politics and do learn about Trump, then and you're still a Trump supporter, then yeah, you probably are one of these four things at least. All right, we're going to our first guest. Hi, welcome up.
Hello.
Hi, are you a Trump supporter?
I mean, I voted for him.
Do you still support him?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna get started. Question one: why do you support Donald Trump?
Because I like his policies on illegal immigrants, getting them out of here.
Getting them out of here.
Yeah.
How are illegal immigrants hurting you?
Because I don't want some drug dealer from a cartel coming over to this country illegally, trying to sell people illegal substances so they can overdose and die.
Okay. Just so we're clear, Donald Trump just announced that he is pardoning the former president of Honduras, who was convicted of facilitating the entry of 1,000 pounds of, I'm going to say propane, but I'm talking about white powder, into the United
Do you have a
States.
source for that?
Yeah,
Cite it.
got you.
And please don't have it be from some left-leaning source.
Can it just be from Donald Trump himself? That work?
Sure.
Okay, cool. So we're gonna go to Donald Trump's Truth Social. So here's what I'm referring to, but I will pull up Donald Trump's Truth Social for you, so that you won't say that CNN is fake
The
news.
people in the comments, you guys can go fuck yourself.
You're talking to me, okay?
Yeah, whatever.
Leave chat alone. That's weird.
No, I can talk to them too. Free speech. Don't be a fascist and censor me.
Do you think censoring makes you a fascist?
Yes, because you don't agree with it, therefore you censor it.
Okay, so when Donald Trump says that media organizations that ask him mean questions should have their licenses revoked, you agree that he's a fascist then?
No. I'm saying you shouldn't be a fascist.
Oh, but you're okay with Trump being a fascist?
He's not a fascist. You don't know what fascism is.
Okay. I don't know if you're tracking the questions that were just asked. I asked you, Do you think that censoring someone is fascism? And you said yes. Are you now saying that you were wrong about that?
No, I'm saying that you trying to tell me to not talk to the comment section, you're being a fascist now because you're acting like a dictator because you want me to draw my attention to you, but I can draw my attention to anything because it's a free country.
Great.
I know it's hard. I know
Great.
it's
So
hard
when Donald
for your,
Trump, okay, great.
I know it's hard for your five brain
I'm going to
cells to
walk you through this.
understand
I'm going to
that.
walk you through this again. So
I don't care.
when Donald Trump doesn't
I
want,
don't care.
oh, all right. Why are you?
I don't. I really don't care what
Wait,
you
then why
have
did
to
you come
say.
up? If you like,
Because it's a free country. I can do whatever I want.
wait, so you're telling me that you have the freedom to, you have the freedom to say whatever you want right now? You have the freedom to say whatever you want right now?
Hushy. Hushy poo.
Are you okay? Why are you getting so emotional?
Hushy. The adult. Don't mute me like a fascist, mods.
Oh, wait. Did you get triggered because you got muted? Oh, you left. Oh no, we got a runner. Wait, caffeine. One mute. What a child. So I probably don't need to explain this for the brain havers that are watching. But in case there is anyone that listened to that and was like, yeah, that's my team. He said that me muting him would be fascism because I want to deny him his freedom of speech. But Donald Trump revoking licenses of media organizations that ask him mean questions is not fascism. Now, if you hear that and you're a Trump supporter, you are allowed, I swear to you, you are allowed to say, okay, that's logically inconsistent. You're allowed to. You don't have to just mindlessly defend it. You don't have to say, well, Trump support Trump, I support Trump, so that's fine. No, you are allowed to say that doesn't make sense. Okay, we're going to the next guest. Thank you, everybody, for the fest pops. Hi, welcome up. Oh,
Thanks.
wait, let me get this off. I'm sorry.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me well?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I hear a little bit of an echo on your end, so I can hear myself on your end.
Let me see if I can. Is this better?
Testing 1, 2, 3. I could still hear myself. I don't know. Ask your crowd if they can hear me.
Okay, it might just be sometimes there's a glitch with TikTok where I have to mute my mic while you're talking. So I'll try to do that.
Sure thing. Well, I'm all game. I'm all game for this. Prove in 10 questions or less. So fire away, man. It's your live.
Okay. So just to confirm before we start, you currently support Donald Trump?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Question 1: why do you support Donald Trump?
I like specifically his foreign policy. I like his approach on the war on narcotics. I like his support for allies, specifically Israel. I like his use of the sword in a limited way when it comes to war fighting, no large deployments, etc. I could go on, but I'll leave it with that.
Would it be possible for you to give me like one specific example that we can talk about at a time?
Sure. I'd specifically say the use of the military to strike against Iran's nuclear program. Or alternative, if you want to talk about Venezuela and the kinetic approach to combating the narco theists emanating out of Colombia and Venezuela.
Okay. So if that's the case, so I just want to follow your train of thought here. I'll waste question 3 just to go down this rabbit hole for a second.
Sure.
Does that mean you also supported the Iran nuclear agreement?
No, absolutely not. The JCPOA, you mean? No, I did not support. I thought it was a very, very bad deal. I thought it was a very, very bad approach. If you want, I can elaborate. Sure. So with regards to the JCPOA, my problem with it specifically is that it approached it from a position of appeasement. It allowed for not only Iran to continue enriching uranium, which is exactly what they've wanted. They've had a long game where they stockpile low enriched uranium, right, 3 to 5% for many years. but it also freed up a lot of the um, ability to leverage money so that they could fund their proxies. Since the JCPOA, they funneled untold billions not only into developing their own air defense system, ballistic missile program, but to Hezbollah, to the Houthis, to other proxies in the region, which not only challenge our immediate, strategic interests, but also challenge our allies for natural reasons. I can get into the discussion if you want with the conflict between the Sunnis and the Shias and the exportation of the Shia revolution that Iran wanted to do since 1979, but I don't want to monologue.
So does that mean you also don't support? Actually, let me rephrase.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you then support? Why would you agree with Trump's support of states like Israel and Saudi Arabia, who also commit war crimes?
Well, I didn't even specifically talk about Iran committing war crimes per se. I think it's regarding our interests in the region, right? So if we're talking about from the American perspective, right? Our interest, which is our allies, maintaining our petrodollar, our hegemony in the region and globally as a whole. That's the perspective I'm taking it from. So Israel, Saudi Arabia, they uphold the status quo that's beneficial to us in the United States, obviously.
So you're okay with the genocide of Palestinians if it means that the U.S. is benefiting?
I don't believe a genocide occurred. Or is occurring, if you will. Don't click the Nazi sign. That's lame. That's lame. I'm willing to explore this with you if you like. Like, what governing authority or international body has the ability to determine if a G site occurs anywhere?
The what is it? The ICP?
ICJ.
ICJ. Thank you.
Right. And the ICJ hasn't determined guilt yet, right? They're still hearing testimonies. In fact, the accusation of genocide brought forth by South Africa happened in December of 2023, a mere 2 months, not even a month and a half from the October 7th attacks. And since basically October 8th of 2023, the accusation of genocide has been put forward towards Israel to the point where it's become people's reality, and yet not a single court, in fact, the only authority, has determined that such a thing has occurred. I mean, I see your screen, my man, but that's not the ICJ.
Well, I mean, that was one example.
Yeah, I mean, you could give me 100 examples. You can give me Amnesty International. You can give me the it's this organization, this NGO. It's called the Scholars of Genocide Convention or something along those lines. I think it's like the IAGS or some shit. They are not the arbiters of truth. They are just the opinions of individuals who have political interests in this. So once again, the only authority is the ICJ, and they haven't determined G-side. So why are we to believe, anything they say? Plenty of people believe that the world is flat. Doesn't make it flat.
One second.
Take your time. I don't know if you could see it, but for me, your chat is frozen. Like it's stuck for me, and I've seen the same comment at the top and hasn't moved once. In TikTok, I mean.
Okay. I'm gonna pause. The this conversation. I'm happy to continue it once we finish the 10 questions thing. I don't want to use all my 10 questions just going down the what's happening as a genocide rabbit hole. Unlike question 6, so I'm just going to go ahead and ask you. You're a fan of Donald Trump's foreign policy, and you mentioned specifically the strikes on the ships that are maybe harboring narcotics traffickers, right?
Yes.
Does it bother you that the Trump administration has provided no proof at all of these things?
So my perspective is this. Ex served in the military a long time ago, but from my understanding of how it all works, the moment that the cartels were designated as T groups, the mandate on to combat them was shifted from the civilian agencies like the ATF, DEA, Coast Guard, etc., to the military. Now, when it comes to military intelligence, all right, using either signal intelligence or human intelligence on the ground, I have full confidence that when said intelligence tracks a boat that is flying through the Caribbean, right, once it enters international waters, that the chain of command or the passing of the baton that ultimately leads into the decision maker, a captain or an admiral in the Caribbean Sea, that then radios in or contacts SecDef, um, Hegseth, or POTUS, that when they provide the information on whether or not to recommend a strike, that intelligence is valid. So although we're limited to what we see with the releases of the videos, right, of a boat filled with what looks like bundles with engines that are not for fishing, those are $250,000 engines on a speedboat. Um, I apply Occam's razor, and I would determine that I don't think that our military and our intelligence would simply strike, lowly fishermen using millions of dollars in munitions and intelligence for shits and giggles. But that's just, me as a normal person today thinking.
That's weird that you wouldn't think that, given that we know that they're spending millions of dollars having ICE run down like single mothers at their court hearings and pulling children, half naked children, to process for not process, to abduct for deportation, because there's no actual due process here. So I don't know why you would like see what's happening and just and give them the benefit of the doubt. That doesn't
Well, those are
logically track.
two very different things, right? Like ICE is a civilian agency operating in the United States specifically, and their mandate is completely different. You can have issues with the method. I have yet to see any, first of all, violation of U.S. citizens with regards to ICE operations, but you're kind of pivoting away from the conversation. I was specifically referencing the intelligence community, the military intelligence, and naval intelligence, not to mention the assets that are used to strike those boats. So it's basically like you want to say to me, just because other elements within the US government, civilian or military, have either made mistakes or even committed crimes, that then therefore we should disregard this and say that they are automatically committing a crime.
That's not what I said. I said it's illogical to apply Occam's razor when it's already clear that this administration has done things maliciously.
So let me ask you, my friend, what would be the function of targeting random fishing boats in the Caribbean?
Make it look like they're protecting the country from evildoers? I don't know. I'm not evil.
I mean, again, so
what would be the reason of saying that Haitian migrants are eating cats and dogs?
Demonization and typical like hate mongering, fear mongering. But
okay,
you remember
there you go.
Words,
so when Donald Trump can come out and say those boats had X amount of narcotics on them that would have gone into the United States, he can just say that. He lies. He just lies. And that is going to his base and saying, look, she's protecting us. We are going to keep voting against our best interests. You've already, look at you. You already found a reason. There you go.
Well, let me give you a response. So remember that it's not that the intelligence or the orders come down from SecDef or POTUS to specifically target a boat. The sequence of events is that the order comes in to track narcotists. Naval intelligence, military, whatever intelligence is used, both signal and human intelligence, will then identify these things. Once they're out on the boats and they're being tracked, the naval commanders that then radio in or call in to receive approval for a strike, they're bringing the intelligence to the president, not the other way around. So you know, like I understand your skepticism with things that come out of Trump's mouth because you just specifically dislike them, which is fine. I got no issue with that. He said things that are, you know, false and manipulative, and we can discuss that if you like. But specifically, you're now insinuating that our intelligence and our naval assets and the commanders on the boats and everyone involved in gathering that intelligence is then lying to the president in order to get approval to just blow up some random fishing boat. That I don't believe is happening, my friend. With all due respect to you, like you have to give a little bit more appreciation to our navy and to our military.
Okay. I'm going to finish this up so that we can open up the conversation and we're not restricted by the 10 questions.
Sure.
On question 9, but I will come back.
Take your time.
All right,
Anything you want. You're alive, brother.
Does it bother you that Donald Trump spent the better part of his second term pressuring Republicans not to release the Epstein files?
Well, the better part, so he's only 1 year into his second term. My personal position on the Epstein files is that I think it's a big nothing burger, and not because the crimes weren't committed. We know that they were. We know that Jeffrey Epstein trafficked these young women and did these horrible crimes, and it's very likely that a lot of rich people and a lot of powerful people were involved. The problem I had an issue with not really caring about the Epstein files because the Epstein files was just simply who visited his island, akin to who was on his plane.
Can you do me a
So,
favor
for
and just
example,
answer my question instead of what you just said?
well, the question is, do I have a problem with him spending time trying to obstruct Republicans from releasing the Epstein files? I mean, ultimately, did they release them?
Can you answer the question?
I'm not sure I understand the question, my guy.
Do you have
Uh-huh.
a problem with Donald Trump's efforts to pressure Republicans to not release them? It's a yes or no question.
Well, it's a loaded question. Why do I assume that he was the one putting pressure on the Republicans to not release them?
That's not an assumption. We know this. He said it with his mouth. He said it was a hoax by the Democrats. He said that anyone that wants the release of the Epstein files and voted for him, he no longer wants your support. He tried to flip what's her face, Lauren Boebert. He invited her to the White House to tell her to not vote for it. This is all easily verifiable. This is from his mouth.
Sure.
This is yeah.
Honestly, I couldn't care less. It's such a distraction.
Thank you. All right. Question
Well, I'm
10.
being honest with you. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you being honest. Yeah.
Did you just check Predator apologist?
I mean, that's what. How else can I? This is the easiest
Because-
slam
because
dunk for
again, I'm gonna answer you. I'm gonna answer
anyone
you.
that is not either a child rapist or someone that is okay with child rape. It can just say, I want the predators to be brought to justice. Right? I want.
I want the predators to be brought to justice, but Dan, you do.
But you're
realize
okay with
that
Trump? No. You don't, because you just said you don't
I
care.
do though, because the release of the list isn't a release of the list of people who were accused of crimes. It's a list of the people who were on his island, just like the list of the.
What do you
mean? The same
This
reason.
doesn't count on
Why
my
was
question 10.
Stephen?
This doesn't count on
why
my
was
question
Stephen
10.
Hawking?
What are you doing right now? What are you doing? It starts with an A.
What am I doing right now?
Yeah. With the sentence that you just had, it starts with an A.
I have no idea what you're saying.
Yeah,
but-
you're apologizing for it. You're basically downplaying it.
No. It's like, I'm just not giving as much weight to it. Just like the flight log that had like who was on his plane? What's his name? Uh, the astrophysicist, Jesus, Stephen Hawking. Just because Stephen Hawking was on his plane, do we assume that Stephen Hawking was engaged in, pedophilia and other crimes?
We don't have to assume that. You know what the best way is to find out if he was? Just release
What?
all of the information that we have. Other than, of course, the victims' names would be redacted. But that's what was promised by not only Donald Trump, but by Pam
Sure.
Bondi and by Kash Patel at the start of his administration. That's what was promised. They were going to release everything that they have, and then we can make that determination. But then,
Well, the court of public opinion doesn't really make a determination of whether a crime was committed. Meaning, I would want the FBI to be the one doing the investigation. Like, we have a list of people that were at the island. Okay, do we have a list of people who are accusing the people of crimes? We want those investigated and then indictments to be dropped, not a random list of people who frequented an island of some billionaire who gallivanted around the world with the world's richest and elite.
So
Like
it sounds like
anyone
to
who
me,
was at anyone who was at P Diddy's house for a party is automatically involved in
no,
his perversions.
it sounds like, given how many things I've had to explain to you, that you just don't know what took place. So the head of the DOJ, Pam Bondi, and the director of the FBI, Kash Patel, in February, talked about how there are hundreds of victims and there are going to be more indictments. She talked about how his client list was sitting on her desk right now, right? They talked about how they were going to release all this stuff and everyone was going to be brought to justice. And then in July, Donald Trump broke up with Elon Musk, and Elon tweeted out that Trump was in the Epstein files. And less than 2 weeks later, they closed all of the investigations and said, there's nothing to see here. There's no more investigations. Also, don't ask us about this.
Yeah, I'm unaware of all of this, to be perfectly honest with you.
I can tell.
Yeah. No, I mean, again, like if this is an obstruction of justice, then that's horrible and it's unfortunate. And you know, this is us peasants aren't privy to the inner workings of what the elite do, and they get away with a lot of shit that we prefer that they didn't. So I'm with you on
that. Question 10, and then we can open back up to the other discussions before. Does it bother you that you support somebody that was found civilly liable for sexually assaulting a woman?
I mean, yes. Yeah.
But 100%. You're still okay with supporting?
It's limited options, my guy. We all say voting for the lesser of evils, right?
Well, you're aware that Kamala Harris, to our knowledge, has not raped anyone. So
she may have not raped anybody, but I think that she would have been a horrible president. And I think that her ideas, just like Joe Biden's, were detrimental to the U.S. I'm not voting for a best friend. I'm not voting for an uncle. I'm voting for someone to be commander in chief. Right? Don't say misogynist.
I'm sorry. I can't fathom voting for rapist. I just can't do it. I can't. Yeah. Okay. He raped that woman, but the other people, they want to like raise taxes on rich people. Nah, I'm good on that. Like, are you fucking for real?
So I have a question for you, Dan.
Okay.
If he was, if there wasn't sufficient evidence to indict and prosecute him for rape, right? As on a criminal charge. How come a criminal charge wasn't dropped?
You're already wrong.
Well, was there a criminal charge?
No, the statute of limitations had ended.
There's a statute of limitations on rape?
For criminal charge, yeah.
I did not know that. I thought there was no statute. Well, how did they get Bill Cosby? Wasn't he all his doings like in the 80s?
I don't have the answer to that because I haven't researched the Bill Cosby case. All I can tell you is that I researched this case because he was running for president, and I'd like to know who the potential commander in chief is going to be. And I wanted to make sure that I didn't vote for a rapist, as most non-misogynists would. And I discovered that the criminal case had nothing to do with lack of evidence; it was outside of the statute of limitations.
Gotcha. So Dan, I have a question for you. This is a little bit on a tangent. Excuse me, a little bit of a segue, but. Okay, O.J. Simpson was acquitted of any criminal charges. We believe that our justice system operates in a way where there was reasonable doubt that he didn't commit the crime. And then later, he was convicted of it civilly and was sued and had to pay reparations in a monetary form. Did O.J. Simpson unalive his wife, according to you?
So there are certainly cases like O.J. Simpson. What's the woman in Florida who killed her kid?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Help me out here.
I forgot her name.
Casey Anthony. O.J. Simpson, Casey Anthony. There are certainly cases where justice is not served in that regard. But in both the case of O.J. Simpson and Casey Anthony, these are situations where, like, if you look at the evidence yourself, you can see why the jury might have been wrong. You don't even know what the evidence is. But you didn't look into it. You didn't care.
Well, no, we know. Well, okay, with regards to Trump, you mean specifically?
Yeah, with regards to the president, yes.
Gotcha. Well, there wasn't a criminal case there, so I didn't follow a civil case because it doesn't really typically make as much headlines, or it doesn't. I don't watch the news on a daily basis because it's just empty noise for the most part.
Yeah, I personally think that if the person running for president was found civilly liable for sexually assaulting a woman, I would probably look into that before voting for them. If I wasn't a misogynist, that's my opinion.
I mean, all right.
Like I hate to break it to you, it's just that's like such a weird thing that's not a flex. Like, oh, I don't really pay attention. I just vote for any rapist that might, say things I like.
Well, it's not necessarily things I support things that I like and things that he says. I judge a person based on their track record as president. In his first term, he was the first president since Jimmy Carter to not start a new war and have a massive deployment of U.S. forces. That's what he promised. That's what he campaigned. It's true. Biden was the second, by the way. It's not a lie. I promise you.
Thank you, Miles. All right, so we finished the 10 questions. Now now I'm free and I can ask you. So when you say start a new war, you then qualified it with and deploy a large amount of troops, right? You made sure to qualify that.
Sure.
Because you recognize that there were new wars, or at the very least, there were new wars that started during his term, but at the very least, there were conflicts started by him in his term, but they weren't full-fledged wars. You recognize that, right?
No. Actually, which and we're talking 2016 to 2017 to 2021. Which new conflict did Trump start specifically?
Well, his inaction led to essentially the what's the word here? The destruction of our Kurdish allies. But the Turkish-Kurdish war was influenced by Donald Trump. Now, I'm not saying let me be clear. I'm not saying he started it in the same way that Biden didn't start the Ukraine war, or
that's what I was going to actually say to you, that Biden was the second president since Jimmy Carter to not have a new deployment or new action elsewhere. So ever since Jimmy Carter, if you go Reagan, Bush, Clinton, Bush, Obama, every single one of those persons had a massive deployment, and not necessarily a declaration of war, but action, kinetic action, new deployments in new areas of operation, right? New theaters of war. Trump was the first since Jimmy Carter, and Biden was the second since Jimmy Carter to not do so.
You know what? I'm not even going to bother bringing up Syria and the bomb we dropped on them, or any of the other conflicts, or the escalation of the Ukraine-Russia conflict. I'm just going to say that you invalidated your own point then. You're saying you went by his track record. Biden also had a track record of what you just described, right? So that's a wash. When you're looking at the two candidates, rapist, non-rapist, that point is a wash. So I don't know why you brought it up.
I brought it up because it wasn't just that. If you compare Trump's approach to adversaries as well, he had far more success with détente vis-a-vis Russia than both Obama and Biden. During Obama's era, tenure, Russia invaded and took Crimea. Then for 4 years, although there was some kinetic action on the Eastern Front, it was more kind of like a civil kind of issue. Putin was relatively contained because he understood that Trump's approach to foreign policy is a little bit different. Biden comes into office, and within a year, Russia does a full invasion of Ukraine. These things are undeniable.
Okay. You're implying that Donald Trump was the reason that Putin hadn't launched the full-fledged invasion yet?
Correct.
Based on what?
Based on Trump's approach to NATO expansionism eastward. So I despise Putin. He is an authoritarian dictator who rules with an iron fist, and he hopefully one day is ousted by his own people. But we also understand that Russia has historically had a sphere of influence in Eastern Europe, had created a buffer after World War II because of the history of European invasions that sacked Moscow, right? Napoleon and Hitler. So, as from the late 90s throughout the 2000s and 2010s, further NATO expansionism eastward resulted in Russia drawing a red line, which was ultimately Ukraine. And with a neoconservative, a typical neoconservative like Joe Biden, I think that they preempted any possibility that Ukraine would either join the EU or possibly NATO.
So what you're saying is you're okay with a nuclear power annexing parts of a sovereign nation. You're okay with our country essentially being derelict in our responsibility to uphold our treaties and to also protect our national interest. You're okay with that because
Well, it's not that I'm okay with it. I have a realist perspective when it comes to international relations, understanding that Russia is a massive nuclear power. Okay, and I'll give you an example that Noam Chomsky gave a lot of people. If China tomorrow was to develop a defense pact and start building bases in Mexico, that would be a red line that would cross, an American red line that would be crossed, and we would very likely take action in Mexico. So once you understand that, it's not a matter of justifying it. It's just we have to be cognizant of reality. We can't be delusional of hoping everything is idealistic. You know.
okay. Now, I really quick, I highlighted this because I'm given how little you've known about all of the other topics that I brought up. I'm assuming you don't know about Kirk Strait in 2018.
Doesn't ring a bell. Remind me what this happened exactly. Did they like blow up some cables or the pipeline or something? I don't remember.
So essentially, Russia continued to invade continued to invade Ukraine, and we don't talk about it because it wasn't the full scale invasion in 2022. But this was something that Trump knew about and did nothing about, essentially.
The font is really small, so I can't read it. But if you want to
Sure.
give me a bit of
I will read it
context,
for you.
thanks.
Okay, so yeah. 4.5-year battle for eastern Ukraine has claimed over 10,000 lives, battered the Ukrainian economy, and left Russia hit with crippling sanctions. Now, the mostly hidden conflict between the two former Soviet republics is threatening to explode into open war. On Sunday, Russia seized 3 Ukrainian Navy ships and detained 24 sailors in a strategic waterway that links the Azov Sea with the Black Sea. Kiev responded by imposing 30 days of martial law, and President Poroshenko warned darkly that a full-scale Russian invasion might be imminent. Reconnaissance data suggest an extremely serious threat of land-based operation against Ukraine, Poroshenko said, in calling for the emergency measures ready at any moment for an immediate invasion of Ukraine. A rifle hanging on the wall will go off sooner or later. I can keep reading, but like if you look into this, you'll recognize that it's not. Trump wasn't like strong on Russia at all, unless you're agreeing and you're just saying that like Trump is okay with letting Russia do its thing because that would lead to less conflict for the U.S. I guess, is that what you're saying?
What I'm saying is that not just less conflict for the U.S., but less threat of Russian aggression westward. So I mean, again, like once the war popped off, I was in support. Man. I was in support of Biden.
Thank you, Rose.
And wanting to fund Ukraine in order to be able to fight, and they have successfully for over 3 years now. They've been holding off Russia. Russia was actually proven to be the paper tiger that no one believed it was. Everyone thought that Russia's ability to wage a land war in Europe is the big scary thing that NATO should be preparing for, and it proved that it can't even defeat Ukraine. You know, a country a fraction of its size and a fraction of its military. So, you know, like understanding though that at some point, if we move forward in time, and now we're looking at what happens next, either continue this war of attrition that Russia has been more than willing to wage, you know, indefinitely, which just results in more casualties, more unaliving, more money wasted, more threat of possibly spillover or mistakes happening, so that, you know, Article 5 could be enacted, or finding a diplomatic resolution to the conflict and ending it once and for all, with concessions needing to be made. Like, it's not perfect, but what
I
is
just
the
want to follow your
alternative?
logic here. So
Sure.
once the invasion happened, you agreed with Biden supporting Ukraine,
Yes.
but your claim was that because the invasion happened because of Biden.
Because of the typical neoconservative nerd, yeah, I can't even speak, the neoconservative approach.
Okay, number one,
Yes,
Biden's not a neoconservative, and number two,
he is.
how?
So, okay, this is a term that's used in international relations that most people don't know. What do you think a neoconservative is?
I mean, you're the one that opened with the term.
Fair, fair. Okay, so neoconservatism is basically defined by it's an international relations term. Okay, it has nothing to do with like conservatism as we know it. It has to do with peace through strength and wielding our sword internationally. Okay, I always argue that someone like Biden is far more of a neocon than Trump, whereas Trump is far more of a neoliberal than Biden, because the neoliberalism specifically is an economic term. So it sounds contradictory, but Biden is a classic neocon.
I'm sorry.
Sure,
That's a damn lie.
it's not though.
So when, thank you, Miles. So when Trump takes office after the Obama administration,
Mhm.
and he increases drone strikes by 450%, that to you is not neoconservatism?
It's a degree of neoconservatism, but not to the same extent that is the extension of Clinton, Bush, Obama, Biden. Like those are your classic neocons.
Wait, okay, so just explain that. That's perfect. Obama, Trump, right? Obama was president, then
Mhm.
Trump. How was Obama more of a neoconservative than Trump? I would love to hear this.
Oh, fantastic! So, outside of maintaining the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq, the ousting of Gaddafi in Libya, right, and using NATO forces to create no-fly zone that ultimately led in Gaddafi's ousting, the expansion of efforts in Syria, airstrikes across Somalia, Yemen, and some other countries. That's Obama. Trump came into office, although a lot of the programs were maintained with the war on terror, maintaining the drone program that would strike at
I'm
terrorist
sorry, not
organizations.
maintaining, increasing, expanding.
Sure.
Right?
Well, I mean, again, we weren't striking more countries. Let's put it that way. Meaning, again, like I'm
That's
not
not even
saying that
true. We
he
we
wasn't. So
we're
let's
striking
not
more
go from.
countries in Africa, and I mean, we could go through it if you want, but like, I don't know where you're getting this. It's just vibes and feelings. It sounds like.
No, it's not. It's not. It's really not. Again, like it's not 0 or 100, right? You're not a complete isolationist like a goofy Tucker Carlson wants, or you're a full-on neocon like Dick Cheney that wants to invade the entire world. There are degrees, right, between that 0 and 100. I would put Obama at a 50, or I would put Trump at a 30.
Obama.
Okay.
Your sound effects are funny though.
I guess I just I mean, this conversation would take too long to fully go through here, but if Trump is doing more war, or whatever you want to call it, or more peace through strength, whatever you want to call it, than Obama, I don't understand how you can say that Obama was more of a neocon. I mean, Obama had 8 years and Trump had 4. I mean, I guess, but like Trump launched 205. Hold on.
Can I give you an analogy?
By the end of his
Uh,
term,
sure.
Trump had launched 205 strikes in Yemen and 196 in Somalia, and that is just what we know, because Trump in 2019 revoked a rule about reporting drone strike deaths. But that's neither here nor there. I just, like, you're making like a fantastical claim.
Well, how do I put this? Like with the expansion of the drone program, like Obama expanded the Bush era drone program, I think something like also tenfold or some ridiculous number. But that's because the technology and the ability to create more drones expanded, simultaneously. So the same breath can be said with Trump and its expansion and its use of drones as opposed to conventional airstrikes and using of pilots, right? So I want to give you an analogy, right? Obama has been coined the deporter in chief because of the amount of people that were arrested at the border and then processed and then released and deported. But if we actually look at the effects of Obama's era during his tenure and his approach to immigration, you would say that he was far more compassionate, let's say Trump, even though Trump deports less people because less people attempt to cross the border. I would use that as an analogy to give you an example of the difference between Biden and Trump when it comes to being a neocon. Does that make sense? Does that track at all?
You're saying that it lacks context?
In other words.
Okay. I personally think with the context, there's not really like you can maybe make the comparison that they're both neocons, I guess. But the idea that the idea that there would be enough of a difference in their neoconservatism to the point where that would push Putin to be like, oh shit, okay, because of the vibes, because that's literally what you said. You said the general position of neocons, not even Biden in particular, just neocons. So you're under the impression that Putin in his head said, okay, well, because of the vibes of all past presidents that weren't Donald Trump, now that Biden is elected, I'm going to invade.
Well, I'm going to no. So, if during Trump's first tenure he had a bit of an antagonistic approach to dealing with NATO allies, he was less forthcoming in selling certain weapon systems to the Ukrainians. You know, he made it abundantly clear that Ukraine isn't going to be part of NATO. It gave Putin the peace of mind that this isn't something imminent that needs to be preempted. With Biden and the conventional neocon approach, again, I'm not justifying what Putin did. I'm just rationalizing it. That I think then Putin decided that the writing's on the wall. It needs to preempt a possible Ukrainian inclusion into NATO or EU or whatever.
Can you tell me? Can you tell me what Biden said or did that would have led to that opinion of Putin?
I think it's just the
vibes.
It's not. I wouldn't say vibes. Remember, it's a matter of like policy and what school of thought Biden comes from. Like, Biden is your classical Democrat, which is a classical neocon. You kind of know what you're getting, more or less. He wasn't going to be antagonistic or confrontational with NATO allies. He would kind of bring back the status quo that was under Obama or under Bush. And from a Russian standpoint, that means further possible encroaching on the red lines that Russia had laid out. And I don't support like fuck Russia. You know what I mean?
No. It's very clear that you support it enough to be willing to appease Putin at every corner. I don't know if you noticed this, but like you're like I prefer Trump because he's okay with Putin and Russia doing what they're doing. Like,
well, again, it's not I'm okay with it. What is the alternative? You want a war of attrition that's going to take another million lives, and then what? Where does it lead us to?
Well, you even admitted that Russia was a paper tiger, and that Ukraine was successfully pushing them back. And I think it was at the time before Trump took office the second time, it was like 7-1 in regards to casualties. Absolutely insane. So yeah, eventually a war of attrition would lead to either Putin backing down or his people turning on him. He was at the breaking point. They were recruiting people from North Korea that were getting addicted to porn immediately.
Dan, what happens if Putin decides to unleash a tactical nuke?
Where?
In Ukraine, and that's strategic. Remember, tactical nuke is something that's used specifically on a battlefield. It's a smaller yield. It's something that has never been used. But what if he decides to open that Pandora's box as a way to say, you know what, I'm trying a fucking lie? What is the NATO and American response to something like that? And do we want to get there?
I mean, I'm going to be honest. I don't have an answer. But what I know is that we should not be just conceding to villains on the off chance that they're going to use a nuke, right?
Well, okay, so
Now,
the
if
yeah.
you want, if you want like the answer that makes the most sense, I mean, we have an agreement with Ukraine where they give up their nukes for the purpose of global nuclear proliferation, and then we
Mhm.
defend them against Russia. But like the real answer is I don't know. The idea of a nuke being used in this regard is fantastical, right? This would be essentially Putin conceding and saying, okay, well, I'm gonna die in the history books. Like that's
Well, it would be unprecedented, but considering the saber rattling and the deployment of certain ballistic missiles in Belarus and elsewhere, the fear or the possibility of, as the war dragging on and Putin running out of options, the unleashing of such a weapon isn't that far fetched. And again, I don't know. Obviously, we're just some dudes on TikTok having a debate or a discussion, I should say. But I think that avoiding that at all costs is a good thing, and a compromise between all sides is preferred than prolonging a war that may see the unleashing of a nuke. You know, it's interesting because, like, if we talk about the fear of proliferation of nuclear weapons and now having to deal with a nuclear Russia that, you know, is threatening the use of tactical nukes, I'm assuming you were against us bombing the Iranian nuclear facilities.
um I mean, it's complicated. Yes and no. I mean, I don't like that it needed to happen in the first place because he pulled us out of the JCPOA.
JCPOA. Mhm.
In which case it wouldn't have needed to happen. But
So, yeah.
um and if like whether or not like, clearly we have the benefit of hindsight that, you know, Iran didn't retaliate in any way. It doesn't seem like it really did anything. Um but like at the time, yeah, I was not for it.
Interesting. Well, they did retaliate directly against Israel, and then very, very lightly against, you know, they telegraphed their punch with the retaliation against bases in Qatar because they knew that if they were to actually harm any U.S. service people, then an escalated retaliation would probably come onto them as well.
But
But
you know,
look,
this is different. Like
mhm.
you're comparing apples and oranges. That's a situation where the US is pushing back against somebody who's potentially threatening nukes, right? Potentially. There wasn't we actually didn't have evidence that they were anywhere near developing the enriching uranium at a level that could be developed into nukes. The only evidence we had is the same speech from Netanyahu that he'd been doing since the 90s, saying they're 2 weeks away. They're 2 weeks away. It's almost like Trump's healthcare plan that's always 2 weeks away from being released. But
Well, that can I comment on that actually?
in a minute,
Sure.
yeah. So like that's a case where the U.S. Uh, uh, pushed back against the country that is potentially in that case, at least in our narrative, threatening nukes. But in the Russia case, the U.S. is what you want is the U.S. to just kneel, just bow down, just say, okay, well, I mean, we don't want to risk you doing something crazy, so I guess we'll just break our agreements. We will cede our position on nuclear proliferation because the moment that Ukraine loses parts of its sovereign nation to a nuclear power that aggressed upon it, other non-nuclear powers are going to start to develop nukes. There's no other way to defend against countries with nukes unless you develop your own nukes. So, like, the United States is basically saying, okay, we're cool with more countries developing nukes and the world being less safe. We're cool with the United States breaking its agreements, its international agreements. We're just ceding our position as the world's strongest nation, and we're just saying, Russia, all right, you win. Are you
Well,
okay with that?
I mean, am I okay with that? No, I'm not okay with that. Like I said, if there was a way to actually compel Russia to go back to its own borders and to not expand into Ukraine and to not do what they did, I'd love to have that solution. As I stated, I don't see an end in sight. Russia can use its people as cannon fodder for years and years and years, and we're no end in sight. I know that, like I said, that when I said that Russia's a paper tiger, I meant that everyone thought that if they were to invade Ukraine, it would be a matter of weeks before they take over that country. And that wasn't the case at all. So they've proven to not be able to be that big of a threat to NATO, but there's no end in sight to this war in Ukraine. So I want to digress from this for a second, because when I initially said, and when you criticized Netanyahu with regards to Iran, you have to realize that Iran had what's called a breakout period, meaning they put together most of the pieces of what it would require to have a deployable nuke without actually developing the nuke. For example, Japan right now has a breakout period of 6 months to a year. That if today Japan said we want a nuclear weapon, oh, that's cute. If today Japan decided that it wants to have a nuclear weapon, it would take them 6 months to enrich enough uranium to highly enriched uranium, which is like 93 plus, in order to develop a workable nuke. So Iran historically has had that breakout period of 18 months to 2 years, or whatever the case may be. Now, the last report from the IAEA, which came out, I believe, in like May or June, I remember one month, they actually said that Iran had enough enriched uranium to develop 10 nukes outside of the intelligence that Israel was providing or other countries. So if you want, you should Google it for your own fact checking to see that the IAEA came out with a report stipulating that. I didn't mean to put you to sleep, but you know, it's important stuff, brother.
All right. You have any? I want to get to the next guest. You have any final
Sure.
thoughts?
Well, I appreciate the good, cordial conversation, my guy. Listen, there's always.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm peeing. It's all good. I'm peeing.
Thank you, Manny.
They're there. They're there. I'm peeing. I'm sorry. I'm peeing. I'm peeing. I can't stop peeing.
Do you hear that? What is that?
That's older millennial. Can't
Oh,
stop
that's
it.
okay. So, yeah. Look, again, I always say to people, look, there's always your side, my side, and then somewhere in the middle, there's the truth. You don't have to be a Trump supporter. You don't have to adhere to everything that he says. But what I recommend to you and to other people is to just take things with a grain of salt and realize that there is a concerted effort to specifically demonize him. You don't have to. You don't have to love the guy, but you know there is middle ground to be found. I mean, ultimately, we all have the same interest, right? Which is to see America thrive. I would hope. So I'll leave you with that, brother.
Wait, hold on 1 second. Olivia, thank you for the $2. And you requested.
That's a damn lie.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think there is middle ground with supporting Donald Trump, because like the things that you had to, the things that you hand waved, right? In my opinion, are more serious than the reasons that you brought up. Because the reasons that you brought up were vibes. You said, well, I think that Putin wouldn't have invaded if Trump was president in 2022, because of the vibes of Biden. He kind of feels like he would have the same policy as George W. Bush. Like, that's literally what you said. You're just like, yeah, like the vibes versus like the actual actions of Donald Trump and the statements that he's made and the violations of the Constitution and the crimes that he's committed, like all of that. You're just like, yeah, but you know what Putin said, I believe. Like, I don't know. I just like, I mean, I appreciate you
Maybe in a future live we could discuss a little bit of like the difference in the approach on the war on narcotics, where we transition from like interdiction off of our coast to kinetic action off of their coast. Because I think that's a valid policy. What we didn't really go too deep into that. Maybe next time if you want.
maybe next time. All right. Have a day. I'm sorry. I feel like I just went 10 rounds with melatonin. The radical Zionist, by the way, host. Oh yeah, we were gonna go back to it. Fuck. Like question 3 or 4, he was talking about how he doesn't believe it's a genocide. But I said I would go back to it after we finished the 10 questions. That guy contradicted himself so much. The caffeine I had was defeated by his talking. Check out his page. I'd rather not, but thank you. All right, we're going to go to the next guest. If you're here for the first time, thank you so much for joining. We're live Friday and Saturday nights doing live political debates, political discussions, and fact checks. If you like this content, drop a follow, tap the screen. Thank you all so much. I think he's used to nobody questioning his sociopath calmness. Only 122 countries have labeled it a genocide. They must all be wrong. All right. Start fresh with the check marks. Thank you for the reminder. Okay. Okay, we're going to go to the next guest. Here we go. Hi,
we
welcome up.
won. Us, man. We're winning, bro. Trump's the greatest president ever. Trump supporters, man. Our vote counted. We won. We won the election last year. We're winning now. Gas prices are down. Right?
Okay.
Grocery prices are down. The border shut down.
Wait. Grocery prices are down?
Yeah, eggs are down.
No. You said grocery prices
Yep.
are down. Okay. So you're just talking about eggs.
Eggs are grocery, right? Dumbass. Come on, man. Wake up.
I'm sorry. Okay. Wait, just give me 1 second.
I'm paying $2 for like eggs.
Just so you don't mean grocery prices are down. You mean egg prices are down. That's what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Milk is down. We got the border shut down. We got a lot less people coming in the country. I mean, Joe Biden letting 10 million people across the border, man.
How did he do that?
They left the border wide open.
Genuinely,
right? I mean,
no.
Yeah, but like what policy? It's
the app, right? He did the CBP1 app, just letting everybody come in.
What do you
claim
think?
asylum.
Can you tell me what that app does?
No, I just know it helps them get quicker, I guess, asylum claim, right? I mean, bro, he can just let everybody in. You can't just let everybody in through the border.
So the people that were claiming asylum, or the difference between using the app or not using the app does not increase the amount of people. You know that, right? It just made it easier to document them because they can still claim asylum once they're here.
Bro, so you're not gonna acknowledge that he fucking left the border wide open, let 10 million people come?
I can't acknowledge it because I don't even know what you're talking about. What did he do? What did Biden do?
Oh, you know, see, you're playing dumb. You know what I'm talking about. Come on, man.
No. I just want you to explain it. What did he do? When people, because Trump supporters assume, because they live in a different reality, that we all are on the same page, that he left the border wide. The border, there's a door, and this was Trump, this was Biden, and this was Trump. That's what Trump supporters assume.
He made it easier for them to come in, man. Under Trump, we had a lot less crossings.
Okay, so when you say they, are you referring to border crossers? Are you referring to asylum seekers? Are you referring to, what are you referring to?
Yeah, undocumented immigrants, people from the southern border.
Okay,
right?
How did he make it easier?
Mexico, the app.
The app doesn't make it easier for you to cross illegally. We just talked about that.
Yeah, but it's not just it's the app. It's you know, I think he posted on Twitter saying, I don't know, it just got out there saying it's gonna be easier to come across, right?
Just got out there. So the vibes
on Twitter too. There's a lot of things, man.
No. Well, I mean, you haven't named any of them. Really. You said he posted on Twitter something, I think.
All I know, bro, is under Trump we had the border shut down, man. When Joe Biden, bro, he destroyed this country, man.
I don't know. I just don't know what you mean by shut down. So I'll
bro,
give you an example.
At the end of the day, bro, we won. We won at the end of the day. We won. Y'all lost.
Nobody's even arguing that. I don't know why
we won the election. We're winning now.
Wait, I'm sorry. I don't know why you bring that up. I get why it would be confusing to you because Trump supporters couldn't accept that Trump supporters couldn't accept that they got their backs blown out in 2020. So I get why you would try to assume
Now
that
you're getting mad, bro. You're getting mad. I don't know why you're mad, bro.
Well, because you're pivoting to another. You're saying, "Oh, we won." Like
We're
I'm
winning.
explaining
Yeah,
to
we're
you.
winning now.
Like I'm walking you through how ignorant you are about the topics, and you're just like, "Yeah, well, I don't care because I won." What? I need to know things now. Like,
Bro, Harris, Harris, she slept her way to the top. You know that, right?
yeah. Well,
She's always with, like,
what about Donald Trump? Whoa,
millions of dudes.
whoa! I'm sorry. Donald Trump gets to blow a president, and
She
we don't
probably
call
slept
that.
with like 4.4 million people.
Wait,
man.
I'm
Like,
sorry.
come
Donald
on,
Trump
bro.
gets to blow a president, and that's not sleeping his way to the top.
That's why she didn't win. This is
Wait,
why.
why are you ignoring it? Hold on.
Go
Why
ahead.
are you a Bubba denier? Donald Trump, right?
He didn't vote.
He
You trying to say
filleted Bill Clinton.
he blew Clinton? No, come
No?
on, man.
Oh, wait. But I just said it. Why aren't you believing things that I just say?
Bro, because that didn't happen, man. I mean, dude, we're bringing America back to where it
Oh,
needs to
that
be,
didn't happen.
man.
Okay, awesome.
I mean,
Kamala Harris
do
didn't
you know
just.
do you know if you're a man or a woman? You're with
I
that
know if
whole
I'm a man or a woman.
transgender shit, right? God damn it, man.
Dave, I hate to
Are you
break
a
it
man
to
or a
you.
woman?
I really hate to break it to you.
Are you a man or a woman?
I'm a man. I'm not interested, by the way. I don't know what you're trying with that question. I don't.
No, I'm not gay, man. I'm not gay like you, right? You could be gay. I'm not. I got a wife.
That's
She's
awesome.
black, by
I
the way.
feel really
My
bad
wife's
for
black
her.
too.
Wait, you have a wife? I'm sorry. You have a wife, and you're
My
okay
wife's
with
black,
voting?
yeah.
Wait,
My wife's black too.
you have a wife, and you're okay with voting for somebody who was found civilly liable for sexually assaulting a woman?
Oh man, dude, y'all don't ever, bro.
Wait, you have a wife, and you're okay with Donald Trump blocking
Are
the
you
release of
okay
the
with,
Epstein files?
Harris, bro, sleeping her way to the
Why are you
top?
pivoting? Wait, why are you pivoting? Just answer my question.
How do you know he's in the files? You don't know that.
Wait. I didn't say he was in the files. I'm saying that he blocked the release of the files and said, if
No,
you
we're
care.
releasing it. What do you mean?
What?
We're getting it released soon, bro.
No. Oh, big dog. I'm sorry. You don't get to say for 8 months, anyone that wants these released is not a supporter of mine. And then when the House gets 218 votes and he physically has to do it, okay, now it counts. Okay, you don't get to deny. So for those 8 months, you're okay with child rapists. It's just that now Trump says to release them, and now it's not okay.
So you're hitting all the check marks up there. I see. So I'm guessing.
No, I'm not hitting them. You're hitting them.
The check mark, right? You're gonna kick me, right? Huh?
No, I mean I'm
look,
not gonna kick you.
When,
It's just
when you do kick me, bro. Like I said, end of the day, we won. Y'all lost. You got to get over it, bro. We won, and we're currently winning now. We got back into power. You know what I mean? And
the thing is, I love that you're just so open with it. You're like, yeah, I don't care that I don't know what I'm talking about, but we won. It's like a sport for you. It's your sports ball team. Yeah, the Trumpers won. You don't care that your life is worse.
He's back in the office, man. That's what we wanted.
That's all. Yeah, I know. Because I know you didn't vote.
The greatest president of all time is back in office, man.
Greatest president of all time.
What do you want me to say?
I really wish I could be as delusional as you. Oh my God, it would feel so good. Life would be so much easier. Ignorance really must be bliss.
I mean, you should have voted
sound
for
happy.
him. You voted for a woman that, I mean, she's probably on her knees most of the time, right?
Based on
Well, just based on everything everybody's been saying, right?
everything everybody's been saying. Okay, so Donald Trump blew Bill Clinton. You acknowledge that. Everybody's been saying it.
No, that's not true.
Yes, everybody's been saying it. Here, I'll pull up a picture for you. Hold on.
Let's see it. Yeah.
There you go.
No, that's a fake picture. Come on. Man.
What? A fake picture?
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right. Do you have any evidence that Kamala Harris did the things you're saying?
Probably made that, put that up together.
Do you have any evidence that Kamala Harris did the things you're saying? You believe them because number one, you're so far up Trump's taint, you'll believe whatever he says.
A lot of people have been saying
when
it, right?
he pisses on you and calls it rain and you love it, you just open it and take it. And number two, you're a misogynist, woman-hating freak. If you're married, I have to imagine that it's with a couch. I hope you have the life you deserve.
You know that, right?
Okay, gonna go to the next guest. I didn't even have to ask any questions. He kind of just outed all those on his own. He's not married, let's be real. Bro, he's married to the game. The game of voting against your best interests. It's weird he kept tokenizing his wife. He hit every point. Nah, he really did. I had to walk him through point number 4 just to make sure we hit bingo, but he hit the first 3 on his own. He's gone, thank God. I mean, he's not gone enough. As a reminder, that guy's going to vote in every election. Every election. We had 90 million people not vote. 90 million people didn't vote. That guy's going to vote in every election. So whoever is up next time, I urge everyone to vote in their primary. If you don't like Gavin Newsom, if you don't like what's the other guy? Pete Buttigieg, whatever. Make sure to go out, organize, grassroots, vote in your primary. But dear God, please, I'm begging you. Whatever happens, make sure to stop letting that guy determine the outcome. I don't know if there's 400 of you. I don't know if there were any people that were like, well, I'm definitely not voting for Trump, but I don't want to vote for Kamala. I don't know how many of you were non-voters, whatever. I need you to understand, not voting is essentially an endorsement of the winner. You're saying, well, I'm fine with whatever someone else picks. Even if you have issues with Kamala, right? Very clear. One's better. So you're sitting at a restaurant, okay? And you have to eat lunch, right? It's going to happen. You have to eat lunch. 2 options on the menu. There's a turkey sandwich with really stale bread, and there's a bucket of diarrhea with razor blades in it. The people that voted for Donald Trump picked the bucket of diarrhea. That's easy. The non-voters said, I'll just let that guy pick. I don't know about you, but I'm picking the fucking turkey sandwich. That's extreme. No, I don't think it's extreme. I genuinely the difference between Trump and Harris was that vast. Like, it really was the easiest decision. It was an easier decision than Hillary versus Trump. It was an easier decision than Biden versus Trump. It was an open book test. Because not only did we have more years of Trump and learning more about him, not only did we also have the hindsight of January 6th, which is insane. Anyone after January 6th that voted for him or supported him is a traitor to this country. And I will say that with my full chest. Well, you are a traitor. You don't care about America. I can add it to the check boxes, I guess. But yeah, not only do we have more years of Trump to understand, we also just had Project 2025. Like, it was just open book. Here's Project 2025. And then there's people that like it. Don't get me wrong. There's people that voted for Trump that like it. They read it. They're like, yeah, fucking less rights. Let's go. But there's a lot of people that were like, well, he said that he doesn't know anything about it, but also that he supports some of it, but not some of it. Like, bro, like the serial liar lied? Oh my God. So, like, this is an open book test. Very clear. Take the turkey sandwich, even if you don't like the bread. It was pumpernickel or whatever. Don't drink the bucket of diarrhea with razor blades in it. And definitely don't let someone else roll the dice for you. Didn't vote last election, but have registered for the midterms. W. Andrew. Good. But Kamala had a funny laugh. Absolutely insane. All right, going to the next guest. Here we go. If you are here for the first time and you like what's going on, thank you so much. But it would be awesome if you could just drop a follow right now. Right next to my name, just double check. Either an orange heart or a gray heart. If you see a red oval that says follow, that means you're not following. Hit the follow button. Thank you. We do live political debates and fact checks on Friday and Saturday nights. Go to the next guest. Here we go.
Hi, hello.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm doing good. I think I can beat your challenge.
Okay.
I'm a Trump supporter. I'm not any of the 4 things you have up there.
Okay. What game are you playing?
Oh, TFT on the side. But I could turn it off. It's not ranked.
I'm kidding. Dad, I'm kidding. Okay, I'm kidding. You can play League of Legends and not be a misogynist. I'm kidding. Okay. All right, question 1. Does it bother you that Donald Trump quotes Mein Kampf when he says that immigrants are poisoning the blood of our nation?
Wait, is that from Mein Kampf? He should probably be careful quoting that. That's a bad idea.
And if he was informed that that's Nazi rhetoric, and he still does it, you're okay with supporting that?
Did they tell him that?
Did they tell him that?
Yeah, like you know what I mean? Like, did people tell him, "Hey, by the way, that's from Mein Kampf"?
Yeah, the country did. Yeah, it was all over the news.
Wait, I didn't hear about this.
Well, yeah, I know, because you're a Trump supporter.
No, well,
How old are you?
When was this? I'm 29.
This was, I mean, he's done it recently, but
Wait, was this the first presidency or the second?
it was while he was campaigning in 2024.
Oh, huh. Yeah, you should be more careful about that. I don't think that was wise.
Right, but you just recognize that he was informed from multiple people that that's from Hitler's book, and then he continued.
What
to
was
say
that,
it.
before or after he said it?
After he said
like
it,
if he,
and then he said it.
well, I mean, it's too late.
He's still saying it
to go back, right?
What?
Like, it's too late to go back. You already said it.
But it's not too late for him to not say it anymore, and he kept saying it.
Oh, really? Okay, well,
Yeah.
that's not good.
Okay, now that you know this, do you still support him?
Well, yeah, I mean, you can say stupid things and still be wise.
No, not stupid. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Quoting Hitler and then doubling down on it when people tell you, "Hey, that's Nazi rhetoric." That's not just dumb things. That's
Isn't he a very pro-Israel president? Like, I feel like if he was a Hitler supporter, like, he wouldn't be like as like good relationship with Israel. No,
I don't know if you know
like,
this.
how does that track?
I don't know if you know this, but his being a Hitler supporter, guy who committed genocide, and then being an Israel supporter, a regime that is committing a genocide. Those aren't contradictory, actually.
Well, they are, because Hitler's big thing was he didn't like the Jews, right?
Wasn't
Like, how can you be a Hitler supporter and like Jews? That doesn't make sense to me.
Okay, so first of all, I don't like the way you're saying that. If you could say Jewish people, that'd be nice, because something about. Second of all, I don't know if you know this, but about half the people, 12 million people were killed in the Holocaust. About half of them were LGBT, LGBTQ. What's the word? LGBTQ people. I don't know.
QIAA2
members of the LGBTQ community.
Well, you gotta no, it's
disabled people.
QIAA2S plus.
Oh, okay.
You gotta be more locked in, brother.
That's not what I meant. Because anyway, disabled people, communists, the elderly, black people, all, like, there was a lot of other groups that Hitler went after. But the whole point.
So you're saying that you're saying that Hitler wasn't trying to eliminate Jewish people.
So what Hitler did was he used Jewish people as a way to fearmonger. He demonized Jewish people and blamed them for all the problems. Now, that's what Trump's doing with immigrants. Do you get that?
Okay. I mean, I kind of get it. I disagree, but I get your point. I just don't think it's true. But I get your point. Like, it's logically consistent in your framework. But I think the fact that
debate, bro. Fuck.
Wait, what?
What?
Wait, why am I a debate, bro?
I don't know.
I
just
have, like,
you're
good
giving
IQ?
you're just giving the vibes.
Wait, how am I? What? Wait, look at my channel, bro. I have like one video and it's like a Ronaldo edit. I just casually passed by your channel, dude.
I understand. Just maybe. I mean, okay, all right. Well, what type of content do you?
Well,
consume?
I did go to college and like I have a degree. I don't know. Like,
what type of content do you consume?
Mostly like, Luxmax, BP, and Ronaldo. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Well, I mean, it's kind of in right now, you know. Like, I'm trying to get a wife and everything.
You're trying to get a wife?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Let's get back on track on Trump. Like it's
Yeah.
we're getting sidetracked here.
Yeah, no, I agree. Okay, so you're trying to get a wife, but you voted for somebody that was found civilly liable for sexually assaulting a woman.
Yeah, it's my politics are not the best at getting a wife, unfortunately. I mean, it's just how dating is in 2025,
Do you think that women should be upset with that? Like, do you think it should be a red flag? Because you're making it sound like, oh well, they're not dating me because of my politics.
Oh no, it doesn't. No. They're not even matching with me to begin with. The politics doesn't even like show up. Like,
Why aren't they going to match with you?
well, I'm not white. It's kind of a white, people just like white people. I'm Chinese. It's not the best. I wish I was white.
Are you okay? Are you okay with Donald Trump sexualizing a 10-year-old girl, saying that?
Wait, why did I just get racist and misogynist? I just said like this is white America. Like why? How am I racist now? You should pull down that flag. I feel like I've been doing pretty good in terms of defending my positions.
What year were you born?
1996. Yeah.
That's rough, buddy. That means that
What's wrong?
even though you're 29, sounds
Yeah.
like a 15-year-old.
Like in terms of my like voice or like my
No,
pattern
in
of
terms
speech?
of like the way you're talking.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean,
Like
I also look very young too. Like I don't know, just part
I
of
don't
being
really,
Asian.
I don't really care about that. But do you care that Donald Trump spent most of his second term trying to block the release of the Epstein files, and even told his supporters if they want the Epstein files released, he doesn't want their support anymore? You okay with that?
Yeah, that was kind of sketchy. I think I felt like I wanted to like know more about like his reasoning, but like I didn't like it didn't make me think immediately like, oh, he's in it. Like it's more like I'm curious why this is the development.
Do you think it would be okay even if he wasn't in it, but he was just protecting the people that was in it? Do you think that's okay?
Well, it depends on what you want to release, right? Like if you want to release like let's say even the victims' names or like not in
The victims'
court,
names would have
I
been
feel like
redacted.
that could
I'm
put them
sorry.
in
This is all.
danger.
We don't need the depends because we had it. We had it. It was the bill was very simple. It was
Yeah.
to release the files with the victims' names redacted, and Donald Trump pushed back against it so strongly that he told his supporters if they want that, he doesn't want their support anymore. He tried to convince Republicans by bringing them to the White House to convince them to not vote for this bill. Does that bother you?
Yeah, so well, it makes me question things, right? Like it makes me question it. So the way I see it is kind of like this, right? Like it's very odd that, we've had presidents who say, oh, we're going to open up about, let's say, JFK. We're going to open up about UFOs. We're going to open up about, XYZ thing. And they get into office and suddenly they switch their tune. Like it's kind of curious to me why that's the case. There might be public safety concerns. There might be something deeper that we're not sure about, but it's not really exclusive to Trump, right? Like this flip-flopping. So it just makes me more curious, I guess. It doesn't make me think immediately like he's in the files. It makes me think that there's more to it than just the files.
I don't know why you brought up that he's in the files. First of all, the question about whether or not he's in the files.
Wait, why am I a predator apologist now?
Because what you're doing right now is you're apologizing for child molesters. You're saying that I'm okay with Trump protecting them.
No,
because there's more information.
Well,
right?
I'm saying, I don't have all the information. It's
yeah,
pretty reasonable.
We
right?
would have all the information if Donald Trump wasn't protecting them. See, that's what I'm trying to explain. Like, even if you don't think that Donald Trump is a child molester, which is okay for you to think with no evidence, I guess. At the very minimum, he was protecting child molesters.
Well, there's a lot of evidence that he was involved in putting Epstein away. Are you waiting on me to expand on that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, in the emails, right? Epstein was kind of convinced that Trump was a whistleblower, right? He said 70% chance that Trump was a whistleblower.
Oh, so you saw the emails?
Well, I read parts of it.
So you know about the email where
Read all of it.
Do you know about where he, essentially? So he admitted in an interview that he knew about Virginia being taken from Mar-a-Lago, and then with the emails, we now know that he knew what was going on, right?
Well, first of all, Virginia also said that Trump was not involved with minors.
With her specifically, right?
Well, she said to her knowledge, right?
But you're not piecing together what
Right.
I'm telling you here. You keep trying to. What you're doing is you're defending an argument I'm not making. I'm not making the argument that Donald Trump is a child molester. I can make that argument if you want. That's not the argument I'm making. I'm just making the argument that he was protecting child molesters.
Well, I'm just curious why no actual Epstein victim is claiming that Trump is involved. Isn't that a fair question to ask?
I'm gonna ask that you respond to what I'm saying. I recognize that this argument is much more difficult for you to manage, so you're trying to straw man into a different argument.
Well, your argument is that somehow Trump was not involved in putting Epstein away when there's evidence that he was involved in whistleblowing against Epstein. So that's a perfect response to what you're saying, right? Because you're saying, well, Trump had knowledge. Yeah, he had knowledge, and he first kicked Jeffrey Epstein out.
That's not true.
Of Mar-a-Lago, right? Number one. Number two, he was also involved, right, with whistleblowing against Jeffrey Epstein.
No, it's not. Where's the evidence of this? You're using the email. You're using the email of Epstein saying that he thinks he might be a whistleblower, right? You're using that email as proof?
Well, immediately after he got kicked out of Mar-a-Lago in the same year, he was indicted by the Florida Attorney General, right? So he pieced 2 and 2 together. He pieced that Prince Andrew's name showed up, but Trump's name didn't show up. And
Wait,
he was
I'm sorry.
Of Trump.
I'm sorry. I like that you brought up the indictment. So, can you tell me why Jeffrey Epstein was able to continue to traffic children for years after that indictment? Can you tell me why?
Well, they signed some sort of deal.
Who did?
What do you mean? Jeffrey Epstein signed a deal.
With?
What? I don't know, the courts? The people that were indicting him? What kind of trick question is this?
Okay.
Obviously.
The attorney's name was Acosta. His first name is was it Alexander Acosta?
Alex Acosta, yes.
The last name is 100% Acosta. Gave him a sweetheart deal, right? And then Donald Trump hired him for his administration. Did you know that? Richard?
Oh, hey, sorry, my internet went out. The last thing I heard was Acosta.
Yeah, so Alexander Acosta signed a sweetheart deal with Jeffrey Epstein, and then Donald Trump hired Acosta as his labor secretary.
Okay, and you're saying that makes Trump guilty?
Well, no. I'm not saying that makes Trump guilty. You keep strawmanning me. I'm all I'm doing is pushing back on this insane claim. You made this insane claim. I'm sorry. In response to me saying,
I'm trying to finish your conclusion. What you're so.
I will walk you through it, Richard.
Acosta, so
I will walk it. I will walk you through it. So, I said that I am not making the claim that Donald Trump is a child molester. I can make that claim, but that's not the claim I'm making. I'm making the claim that he was protecting child molesters when he tried to block the release of the Epstein files. He did that for basically the entirety of his second term until a week ago, because the Republicans lost the vote. They lost enough members. Now, even now, obviously, they still haven't been released, and they're working overtime. We spent millions of dollars on overtime to redact Trump's name from the files, but that's neither here nor there. Your claim was, oh, okay, well, there's evidence that he was whistleblowing on Epstein. And I asked you for that evidence, and the evidence was that You use the email.
Well, Epstein thought it. Yeah, Epstein thought that Trump was whistleblowing against them.
Right. And so I'm explaining to you, if Trump was whistleblowing, then that would mean that he knew what Epstein was doing and still chose to hire the guy that got him off scot-free.
Wait, so when did Epstein get arrested? Didn't he get arrested in 2018 or something?
2008.
Under Trump's
the second time or the first time?
Yeah, the second time.
Oh, the second time,
I mean,
yeah.
he originally got arrested during Trump's administration.
Right. He also unalived himself during Trump's administration.
Right. So I mean, Trump's doing a very bad job of protecting PDFs by arresting them, right? I feel like you wouldn't want to arrest them if you wanted to protect them.
Well, Trump didn't arrest him.
Right. So I mean, he was the president, right? And he,
Trump.
Right. So he was the president, and then he just let them arrest him.
He wasn't the one that started the investigation. Also, okay, all right, really quick, just really quick. We could go back in a second. Donald Trump, as his Justice Department interviewed Ghislaine Maxwell, who was the number 2 of Jeffrey Epstein. The victims have said in a lot of ways she was worse than Jeffrey Epstein. He had his Justice Department interview her, and now they moved her to a very cushy minimum security facility, and she's getting anything she wants. Why?
She's probably an informant, right? That's what you do to informants. You support them, so they tell you stuff.
An informant? How could there be an informant? Wait, I'm sorry. Pam Bondi already said there's no one else that we're going to prosecute. The case is closed. Who's she informing on?
Yeah, exactly. She informed. Now they have all the information. Now they're rewarding the informant by not charging them.
All right, bro. Keep playing your TFT. You're not paying attention. Hope he never finds a wife. Don't worry, he won't. I think the male loneliness epidemic needs to get worse. They can be lonelier. Because if that's what's out there looking for a wife, then painbot, all I know is pain. Are you satisfied at all by these easy dubs? I mean, I would rather the person come up and know anything. I hate when they don't even know about any of the topics. They just come up. Well, I support Trump, but I'm not any of those things. What? He was found civilly liable for raping a woman? What? He was quoting Hitler? Like god damn. Bro's been running for president for 10 full years. The Christian Ninja? I don't know what that is. Today's episode of... Hi, welcome up.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Good.
Yes. Are you a Trump supporter?
Yes.
Oof, that's rough, buddy. Okay, question 1. Why do you support Trump?
Well, this is all my personal opinion. I have resentment for the left. Because of C-19, the border, the left glamorizes homosexuality, the left allows riots. I want détente with Russia. I support Israel. What's happened is postmodernism in the Frankfurt School.
Easy. Hi, welcome up.
What's up?
How you doing?
I'm great. So, how are you gonna prove that I'm either a racist, misogynist, a Nazi, or a predator apologist?
How old are you?
I just turned 20.
Year of birth?
I'm a little sick. 2001.
Honestly, she's young enough to be hit on by Trump. So I guess it tracks. All right. Honestly, maybe we should just call it early tonight. Gen Z. Never mind. I'm not gonna be old man yelling at cloud.
Yo,
Hi, welcome up.
what's up? I wanted to tell you about the Zionist side of TikTok, who you just debated with earlier. Is a huge Zionist who denies genocide. And what Guy Fawkes does is he tries to come off as moderate and toe the line just to play it safe against someone that he sees as a formidable opponent, which is what he did there. His views aren't what he expressed on this live. It's actually a lot more radical than he came off as. I just kind of wanted to just give you the heads up with people like that.
In the far right wing online circles, that's called hiding your power level, I think.
That's exactly what that was. He's cordial, don't get me wrong. I debate him all the time, but his views are very radical. He's I would describe him as a Jewish supremacist. He has these supremacist worldviews.
Jewish supremacist or an Israel supremacist. Like
he's Jewish. It's nothing against Jews. I'm actually someone that fights against anti-Semitism, but he does believe that Jews have the right to sovereignty over those lands, which would, obviously push the Arabs out. Because Israel requires a Jewish majority, and to establish a Jewish majority, it's going to happen either by hook or by crook.
You're saying like he's okay with the constant expanding settlements. Like it's not just. I understand.
Yeah, of course, and I don't want to just focus on only him. It just majority of pro-Israelis. Well, actually, every pro-Israeli will tell you that they require a Jewish majority. Their argument is if they become a minority in the Jewish state, that makes them unsafe. That's
I don't know that I don't know that I agree with that in terms of American Zionists. A lot of American Zionists, I don't think.
You know of a Zionist that would accept the Arab majority in Israel?
No. Okay, I'm not saying that. Yes, they would. It's just that I don't know that they're that's something that they would. I don't know that that's a reason that they're a Zionist. You know what I mean? You get like.
Yeah, I guess an American Zionist sees like the benefit of Mossad spying on our quote unquote enemies and making money for us, I guess. Because there is a strategic argument to be made, but then there's the moral side of it, which I think can also affect strategy too. Because if they end up ruling genocide and we're the ones that armed them and kind of prop them up to commit this sort of genocide in Gaza. When I say they, I mean the ICJ. If they end up ruling genocide, like how is that going? The outfall of that, I don't know what it would look like. It's already seeming like that the Trump admin and other Western allies are already trying to demonize the ICJ. They're trying like doing a preemptive strike, essentially. What do you think that looks like if they end up ruling genocide?
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time that Trump disagrees with the international community and ends up siding with bad guys. I don't even know how to put it. Like there's this has happened with so many different things. It's happened with Russia and Ukraine and UN. It's happened with Israel. It's happening right now potentially with what is it called? Honduras and the and him pardoning the former president of Honduras. So it wouldn't be the first time that Donald Trump just says, "Oh well, I don't care what."
He pardoned the leader during the Civil War in Honduras. By the way, there's the Israelis armed both sides in that civil war. Not just the Israelis, of course, the Americans and a lot of the Western powers backed both sides during the Honduras Civil War. But he pardoned the leader during the Honduras Civil War, where they were literally helicoptering people out into the ocean and dropping them. Is that who you're referring to?
I don't know if it's the same person.
Oh,
I'm talking
that would
about
be crazy.
the president who was convicted in New York for basically he collaborated with sorry, I read Angie's comment. He collaborated with narcotics traffickers and led to 1,000 pounds of white powder coming into the United States. And this was proven in a court of law. And Trump said because of the opinions of people he really likes, which said that he was treated unfairly, he's going to pardon him.
Oh, I think I read this in passing. I guess there was a plan to get him out of prison or something. I may have read this in passing.
Oh no, that's a different guy. Wait, I think the plan, the get him out of prison is a different guy.
Oh, that's someone else.
Yeah, that's a different horrible person that
that's so
Trump
funny.
supports. Yeah,
but I feel like genocide is too far gone. Like genocide is technically the worst crime a society can commit. Like when they rule genocide, technically, like in Rwanda, the ICC persecuted individuals. The ICC goes after individuals. The ICJ goes after countries. So what happened in Rwanda? Like obviously Rwanda still exists, but they went after like Hutu regime leaders and kind of like chased them to the ends of the world. I know all the eggs are in one basket, and that's the BB basket. I just don't understand what would happen if they Google genocide. I just don't know how that would work. Like usually people that have genocide ruled against them aren't these strong powers. Like Israel being ruled genocide against them, it's like that's like the UK getting a genocide ruling against them. Like Israel is one of these Western kind of powerhouses. Have you ever like thought about what it would look like if they ruled genocide?
Not entirely. I mean, if I'm being honest, like what is it? Foreign affairs are not, I guess, my focus. So certainly not future sight foreign affairs. I don't know.
Yeah, that's super niche.
But I mean, we already have arrest warrants for Netanyahu, and nothing happened with that. So,
yeah, they tried to freeze them. They're technically not frozen, but it's super complicated what they did with the arrest warrants. So the Israelis filed something that's called
also,
Article 82.
even if that's a good point. If the ICJ determines that is a genocide, it wouldn't be Israel. It would be the party in power, the people that are doing it. It wouldn't be the entire nation.
I know with the ICC they go after individuals, and someone in the comments did say this exactly right. No nation has technically been, founded of genocide. Not even Germany. I think the Nuremberg trials went after individuals of the Nazi regime. So you may be right. I think what would happen is they go after individuals. But I just don't know how that would even look like, honestly. If they do end up ruling, and there's a lot of talk that they're leaning towards ruling genocide. I just think they're going to end up just like labeling the ICJ a kangaroo court and just like dismissing it.
Trump would of course do that. That's not a question.
I regret my decision that I'm about to explain. I abstained from voting this time as like a protest vote. Non-vote, because my whole thing was I'm Lebanese, so I lost family last October. My whole thing was if you give the Dems, I appreciate it. Everything's fine now. Hopefully, this sounds like they're going to invade Lebanon again. But my whole thing was if you give the Dems a vote now after they allowed what happened, it kind of that means that they're essentially guaranteed the Arab vote no matter what, always, which technically could be argued, but at the same time, the alternative was so horrible. I didn't think it was going to be this bad in regards to Gaza, because I unfortunately became a one-issue voter, which I don't like that I did that, because I think what's happening with ICE and everything is horrible. I've always been a liberal, always voted blue.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it sounds like you regret the decision, so I'm not going to harp on it too much. But the counter to this argument, first of all, other than the fact that there's two things wrong with like your philosophy. The second one I'll go with first because it's easier. You said that you didn't think that Trump would be this bad, but at least in regards to the genocide in Gaza, we knew Trump would be this bad. Like we knew that he would take Israel's side no matter what. We knew that he would. I mean, I guess we didn't know that he was going to promote a literal ethnic cleansing and say we're going to move all the Palestinians out. We didn't know that, but we did know that he was going to take Israel's side. He was never going to care about the Palestinians or anything like that. That we knew. And I think saying saying otherwise is probably a little bit of cope. But for the first thing that you mentioned, which is if we vote for the Democrats after they allowed this, then it's pretty much like the Democrats are always entitled to the Arab vote. I understand where that argument's coming from. However, in this circumstance with Gaza, where the genocide is happening ongoing, right? This isn't and it sounds like her opponent would escalate or continue that support. This is a situation where we don't really have the luxury to play that part.
Yeah.
Because it's either one of two things is going to happen. It's either the far left or whatever you want to. I mean, I guess not. It wasn't just the far left that sat out for that reason. I won't say it's that, but the group of voters that are choosing to abstain, if they abstain and Harris still wins, and by the way, again, Harris and Biden are two separate people, but that's an argument for another day. If you abstain and the Democrats win, then they'll never have to listen to the demands of those on the left, because clearly they don't need your vote. And if you abstain and the Democrats lose, then there won't be a Gaza left because of the alternative. So,
see, I agree. The first point I definitely agree with. The second point, honestly, and this is not just my line of thinking, a lot of people will have this line of thinking. Trump might want to come in and quote unquote play peacemaker for the Nobel Peace Prize, which he kind of did. He tried to. He forced the Israelis to stop bombing Iran pretty quickly. I think it's because he wants to be labeled the guy that ends wars. And I think Israel is a lot easier to control for him than like the Russians and Ukrainians. And he did strong arm the Israelis into signing this 20-point plan. But I just didn't realize how he would allow them to like enact these horrible plans after the fact. Like it seems like as long as you just stop killing them, as long as you just stop doing it so blatantly and obviously, and you're not making headlines, I'm cool with whatever you do. Essentially, if you see what I'm saying, because technically he forced the peace plan in January too, but I think that phase 2 was never going to happen, and he knew it was never going to happen. He just wanted the headlines of hey, I forced them to sign a deal in January, because it was his envoy that forced them to that strong armed them to sign in January. Like I'm in a lot of pro-Israeli lives, a lot of them are crying and complaining about how Trump forced them to stop attacking Iran early. Like that's a big knock on Trump for them. Did you follow the Iran war?
Well, I mean, mostly when we bombed the nuclear facilities and
Bordeaux, yeah. Obama. Yeah, someone made a comment which could also make sense, because the Iranians were kind of pummeling Tel Aviv and they were running low on interceptors, the Israelis. A lot of people think it was a dog and pony show of Trump yelling at Bibi. I don't know if you've seen him scream like to cameras yelling about it.
I don't think I've seen that.
Oh, it's super interesting. He went up to cameras on the lawn of the White House and said, because he called a ceasefire, like he essentially just declared a ceasefire on Truth Social. And there's a Zionist sending me roses right now. You should invite Coach up. He's a staunch Zionist. He's comes from the Guy Fawkes corner of TikTok. But yeah, so Trump basically got on TV and started screaming about how Bibi's a maniac for attacking after I called a ceasefire. Everyone's like, please don't invite him.
Obama. I don't know who Coach is.
Just some guy from the Zionist corner of TikTok. But yeah, I do regret my decision wholeheartedly. I think Kamala would have it was a dumb principled stance by me. I think Kamala literally would have just been better on the ground in Gaza. The angle of Trump forcing, like, he technically did force this 20-point peace plan. Like, I personally don't. I think the Israelis will want to keep attacking. Like, why not? They're militarily superior and can keep attacking. They just have to be forced to do things. Do you agree with that? Do you think Israel wants to just keep fighting? I do.
I don't really think forced it, but
you don't think he strong armed them?
Not really, no.
I don't know. I don't have a strong opinion on that. My strong opinion is I should have went Kamala, and I'm in Michigan, I'm in Ann Arbor, but I know I grew up in Dearborn too. I'm not Muslim or anything. I'm more agnostic, Christian family, but I know a lot of Muslims did vote Trump almost. I don't know if he ended up winning that. Did he win Dearborn? I don't know if you're familiar with Dearborn. It's like a Muslim majority city.
That's a good question. I think he might have.
I know there was a big unassigned voter like petition thing going around. It was like 100,000 plus people signed it. I was like the uncommitted voter petition.
Trump won 42.48%. Kamala won 36.26. That's a lot of third-party voters. Yeah, Jill Stein received 18% of the vote.
That's crazy.
Holy shit.
She was a protest vote. Some people protested. Just used her as a protest vote. But she's so horrible, dude. She just comes in to poach votes and then disappears for 4 years every time.
I know. But yeah. You said you're agnostic from a Christian family and you're Lebanese?
Yeah.
We may be quite similar. But anyway.
No, you're Lebanese?
Very close. Like my dad was raised in Lebanon. And I probably have some Lebanese in me. But I mean Levantine is.
It is, yeah.
And it's it's also it's rare. It's rarer to for I guess like what's the word? It's just like 3 boxes all in it. It's that area and also a Christian family, which I believe is the minority in that area, and but also that's not like influencing your opinions on this.
No, not at all. If by area you mean like on the entire Levant, then yeah, but in Lebanon, well, technically I think it's only 35% Christian now, but I know earlier in like the 90s, 80s, 70s, it was like closer to 70%, and the entire north is Christian. Also, our president is mandated to be a Christian. So Lebanon is considered a Christian country sometimes, but I know recently there's a lot more Muslims there. Lebanon's very complicated. Like there was a big civil war.
It's okay for different religions in a country is okay.
Yeah,
I'm not saying
No, that's what I really like about Lebanon. Lebanon's a lot more liberal than a lot of the Middle East, to be honest, compared to like Saudi or the UAE. Yes, it's just staying in the comments. Yeah, they are mandated to have a Christian president, just to kind of keep a balance there. Politics of Matt, no.
By unwritten agreement stemming from the 1943 National Pact, the president of Lebanon must be a Maronite Christian.
Yeah, Maronite too, specifically.
This power-sharing agreement also designates the prime minister as a Sunni Muslim.
Yeah,
and the speaker of the National Assembly as a Shia Muslim.
it's kind of funny. Well, I guess it works. I don't know. I wouldn't say it works for them because I know their government's kind of in disarray. But I guess like those 3 things, I don't see people complain about too much. It's just kind of funny to me. Imagine we had that here.
I mean, listen,
if has to be this, the vice president of that, speaker of the house this.
If everyone has the best interests of Lebanon at heart, it shouldn't matter what their religion is. So.
Yeah, I agree. I guess it's just because Lebanon's a super special case where there's like Christians and Muslims kind of vying for majority. I don't think they historically had Christian persecution there. I think a lot of Christians left because Lebanon was broke, economic reasons. I don't think Muslims are going around unaliving them. But to be honest, I'm not an expert on Lebanese history, so I would hate to say that and it ends up being not true, and then I'm like dismissing Christian persecution, which would suck. So I'm not gonna like double down on that. I'm more familiar with like Palestinian history, which is weird because I'm not Palestinian.
Okay, French mandate. The first Lebanese constitution was promulgated. Never heard that word before. Yeah, we're doing a side quest.
Promulgate.
Put into effect by official proclamation. Okay. The first Lebanese constitution was promulgated on May 23rd, 1926, and subsequently amended several times. Modeled after that of the French Third Republic, it provided a bicameral parliament with Chamber of Deputies and a Senate, although the latter was eventually dropped, a president, and a council of ministers or cabinet. The president was to be elected by the Chamber of Deputies for one 6-year term and could not be reelected until a 6-year period had elapsed. Deputies were to be popularly elected along confessional lines. A custom of selecting major political officers, as well as top ranks within the public administration, according to the proportion of the principal sects in the population, was strengthened during this period. Thus, for example, the president ought to be Maronite Christian, the prime minister a Sunni Muslim, and the speaker of the chamber of deputies a Shia Muslim. A Greek Orthodox and a Druze.
Oh, Druzy, that's us. They're like they're
Druzy?
kind of like Muslims, but they have their own religion. It's
Okay.
super like secretive.
A Greek Orthodox and a Druzy would always be present in the cabinet. This practice increased sectarian tension by providing excessive power to the Maronite president, such as the ability to choose the prime minister, and hindered the formation of the Lebanese national identity. Under the constitution, French High Commissioner still exercised supreme power, an arrangement that initially brought objections from Lebanese nationalists. Nevertheless, Charles Debas, a Greek Orthodox, was elected the first president of Lebanon 3 days after the adoption of the constitution. Oh, so it looks like they kind of broke that rule like immediately because it wasn't a Maronite Christian.
But I think historically, they've held to it pretty much. I could be wrong though, but no, I'm not a KGB supporter, David Cohen. You guys, so a bunch of Israelis are claiming the Palestinian identity was created by the KGB. It's very funny. It's like they literally come up with the weirdest conspiracies. I looked into it. They call it Operation SIG. So apparently the Soviets didn't like the Israelis and help, propel the Palestinian identity, quote unquote. So I said WKGB as a, troll, but they don't even exist anymore. But in regards to Lebanon, I don't know if you knew this. Another kind of interesting fact: the second language there is French. I speak a little bit of French. I was born and raised here in the U.S., but I have family that a lot of them, almost all of them, actually speak French. It's kind of funny. I guess we were not technically a French colony, but we do a lot of business with the French. I think that's the number one. Our trading partner is the French in Lebanon. Macron actually got the Israelis to stop bombing Lebanon. Well, help put pressure on them because he does so much business with the Lebanese. He didn't want to see them keep getting bombed.
French colony is such a funny way of saying we got invaded.
Yes. So someone in the comments is doubling down on this. The KGB did support Arafat and coached them. So it's just like this Russian conspiracy theory that it's all the entire end goal of that is to just dismiss the Palestinian identity. That's like their entire goal. It's very weird.
All right.
I took you on a little Middle East rabbit hole.
Yeah, it's okay. I don't think we.
It's refreshing
talking on the box. All right. Appreciate you coming up.
For sure. I appreciate you having me. I'll be hanging out in the comments listening to you. It's nice to come away from the Zionist hellhole on TikTok where I suffer. I'll talk to you. Bye.
Right, bye. Sounds like an interesting country. Yeah, it's like I'll show you guys some Oh, pretty.
Hi, Dan.
Hey, Falcon.
I am on a crusade once again. We have a family here. Dad's been detained. Mom is a stay-at-home mom and can't afford to pay rent because they've like frozen everything. I sent you. It's super late. I'm really tired. I'm sorry. It's been a long day. I sent you a link to the GoFundMe that we started for them. If you can't help, I understand. If you can, I'd appreciate it. We only have a couple of days to help this lady.
Of course.
So yeah, that's my current crusade. Am very tired. I hope you had an awesome day.
I did.
If you
I'm also I'm getting pretty tired too, I'm not gonna lie. Have you posted this in the Discord?
I have not yet. I wanted to let you look at it, and I was gonna send you like their bills and stuff like that if you wanted to see it before I posted it in your spaces. Because you know, accountability and trust and all of that stuff. But we are working directly in the family. We are local to this area. Their kid goes to school with my kid.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, I guess I should be like vetting GoFundMe's that I approve in the Discord, but I would have trusted you. So, but I appreciate that. Yeah.
You know, it's your space. But if you guys can help us raise money for them, I would dearly appreciate it. Because rent is due on Monday, and she has a teeny tiny baby with really chubby cheeks that deserves to have a home. So, but yeah, I'm exhausted. You should get some sleep, Dan. And I only bug you about texting me back when it's important. Normally, I would leave you alone.
Okay. Yeah. I just opened your. I haven't read it. I just clicked the link in your Discord message. But is there something I need to respond to right now?
You don't necessarily have to respond, but if you can help me raise money for teeny baby to have a home, that would be really awesome. I sent Dan the link to the GoFundMe. I will let Dan decide how he wants to share that since this is his space. I'm just doing my best.
Yeah, you are welcome to post it in the general with I guess if there's any more backstory that you want to provide besides what's in the GoFundMe, feel free to. If you want to send me the stuff to confirm, that's totally cool. But like I'm approving it. You absolutely.
Thanks, Dan. Also, is there anyone in the chat that's Catholic? Because this family is Catholic and she really wants to go to church. And I've not been to mass in a long. What am I supposed to wear? Am I supposed to dress up for this? Like, I'm taking these people to church, and like she deserves to go to church. But what do I wear? I haven't been to church since I was like 14, and I told my parents I was gay and that I wasn't going back. And my mom is probably laughing somewhere.
Depends on how traditional.
Err on the side of business casual. All right, I can do that.
All right. For anyone that wants to support the GoFundMe, it will be in the general. Unfortunately, I can't post the link in TikTok. But if you're not in the Discord. The link to the Discord is in my bio. I will expedite request to join the Discord tonight. So links in my bio to join the Discord.
Dan. And thank you, Danimals, and your community for always being willing to help me with all of my random crusades. You should get some sleep, and I definitely need to sleep because I apparently am going to mass in the morning.
Oof. Well, I wish you luck, and
I hope I don't catch on fire.
I was about to say I hope your your feet don't burn when you put inside.
Good night.
Good night. Sorry, I got distracted. There's a snowflake in chat. Dino got triggered by the list. I'm sorry, Dino. Truth hurts. I'm too tired for a crab rave kit. Did kind of want to play some Mario tonight, but I don't know. My eyelids are getting heavy. I think we got to call it. Let's set up a raid here. Okay. Twitch and YouTube. I guess you guys can hang out for me to figure out who we're raiding. Is that guest? Okay, let's. Crab Rave is greater than Crab Raid. Which Mario? I've been playing Super Mario Eclipse, which is an updated / modified version of Super Mario Sunshine. Dan, I need 15 minutes so I can send Heart Me. Imagine being in the central time zone. Couldn't be me. It's okay. You can save the Heart Me. Thank you though, Moxie. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna check if Erica's gonna be live for a lot longer, and then if so, we're gonna raid Erica. Oh, Erica's MAGA hunting. She's streaming herself going into MAGA lives. Oh, no. We're definitely raiding. I'm gonna watch this. We're gonna watch this together. All right. Can someone type at Erica_Shantae? Greg's on. He does science talk. Yeah. I rated him like 5 raids ago, I think. We're going to Erica's live. She's MAGA hunting. Is she on a backup? No, she's not on a backup right now. Erica_Shantae. Thank you, Neely. Okay. Twitch and YouTube, love y'all. I'm gonna try to play some Mario, maybe tomorrow. But if not, I will see you guys probably like Friday. Oh, or Tuesday. Tuesday is the special election in Tennessee. I really want to go live for that, but we'll see. Twitch and YouTube, love y'all. Bye.